Today we're taking the lowest rated driver on the F1 23 game, which is a whopping 25 overall rating, and we're going to try and make him an F1 Drivers World Champion. Now, to make this happen, we're going to have to work some serious miracles today, so that's why the team is called Miracle Workers Incorporated, and we're starting off with the My Team presetting of Champion. So that means we start this save with our team as the second best team on the grid. The only team quicker than us is Red Bull. We're marginally ahead of Ferrari. We've got a good couple of upgrades on all the departments: aero, chassis, powertrain, durability. We've got level 2 on every single HQ facility, so we're starting off in quite a good baseline for the team. But before we make any further upgrades to the car, to the team, let's just first assess how slow this 25 rated driver is. We've simulated the first race of the season, the Bahrain Grand Prix, oh my god, he's not even on the first page of results. I'm Mr. Miracle Worker. That's my driver. We've been simulated to finish P8. We've got Aaron Barnes not inside the top 14 with the second best car on the grid. We've got so much work to do. So it is very much time to start working some miracles, because Aaron Barnes is going to need everything he can get, and that includes giving our team $100 million and 500,000 R&D points to try and help upgrade this team, upgrade this car, because clearly a 25 rated reserve driver as our teammate is woeful, absolutely woeful. We've purchased every single personnel upgrade: the simulator, fitness center, analysis suite, pit equipment to improve the pit stops for him in the race. We've gone to spec 3 on every single HQ facility, so we've now unlocked every upgrade that is potentially possible with the car. We've added every single personnel HQ booster to try and boost his stats in-game. There he is, working hard, trying to break a sweat past 25 overall, and it's not worked. It's not worked. Because Aaron Barnes is actually technically a My Team reserve, the game literally doesn't let him go above 25 overall rating. You can see the boosters are there to the individual stats on racecraft, awareness, experience, pace, plus 15, all across the board. Normally, that would add to then the overall rating, but you can see he's still overall 25, because I think a reserve driver quite literally can't get any better, because usually when you have a reserve driver, the game's trying to encourage you to actually sign a proper driver to your team. So if Aaron Barnes can't get any better as a driver, that quite literally means it is all down to us and the car. We've got to improve the car to a point where we basically negate the fact he's 25 rated. We're going to have to really rapidly improve this car. So we bring a flurry of upgrades into the next race weekend. So many aero parts, chassis, engine. I mean, the other teams on the grid are definitely going to think we've broken the cost cap, and we probably have, but we can just blame it on the catering. It'll be fine. So now going into the second round of the season, we are the best team on the grid. We're ahead of Red Bull by about the same margin that they're ahead of Ferrari. So I thought, okay, this has surely got to be a really positive step forward. He's going to make it into the points.
Oh, no.
Oh, how wrong I was. Aaron Barnes, best car on the grid, and he is P13. 44 seconds off the race win. There's absolutely nothing blessed about this, let me tell you. We're in P5, so it does show there is still some work to do, because the simulation won't even put me up on the podium at this point. So we definitely have to go back to the drawing board, bring in even more upgrades, okay? That kitchen back in our factory is going to be working overtime to try and cook the books to spend all this money. And we've created an absolute monster of a car now going into the third round, the Monaco Grand Prix. We are now ahead of Red Bull by the same amount Red Bull is to the last team on this grid. The whole field spread of Red Bull down to Williams and Alfa Romeo, that's how far ahead we are of Red Bull. Surely this is enough now to not only get Aaron Barnes into the points, but maybe even get him into the top 5 at least, please? Oh, for crying out loud. I mean, at least we've won the Grand Prix now in this simulation, but Aaron Barnes, P6, 30 seconds off myself, so there's still work to be done. So we go ahead and pump even more development into this car. We buy more upgrades on the aero, chassis, engine. This team is taking off like a rocket ship. This video is almost becoming what a maxed out car in my team career mode looks like, and I've already made that video. We are now over 100% quicker than the entire F1 grid. You can fit the fuel spread from Red Bull down to Alfa Romeo up to us twice over, and then maybe half of that as well. So we're 250% quicker than the slowest team, and we're a good 150% quicker probably than Red Bull.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Oh, I give up. What happened? He's not even in the top 14 now. He's got worse. Oh my days, he's DNF'd. And Max is I'm assuming he's crashed. He's crashed with Max Verstappen, and they're both out of the sprint race at Austria. You cannot make this tough. There has to be some redemption in the full Austrian Grand Prix. There just has to. Oh, thank God for that. Aaron Barnes recovers from P17 on the grid to P2. He's now able to secure podiums for our team. The simulation will make my driver win the race. I must point out by a whopping 53 seconds to Aaron Barnes, who is, you know, with a very, very good car, only 15 seconds ahead of George Russell in the Mercedes. Not even the Red Bull, the Mercedes. He's only 15 seconds ahead of him in a car that's this ridiculous. My driver's setting a simulated time of a 104.9. He's doing a 106 dead. Now, to be fair to him, he was coming from the back of the grid. The next race at the British Grand Prix, he was on pole position for the race. He came in second place. My driver managed to recover from last place up to first, but he's only now 9 seconds off us, and he has actually a good 40 seconds ahead of the next best car, Lewis Hamilton, in the Mercedes. So that is progress, and that means this is now the time where we can step aside, we can retire from these races and let Aaron Barnes take center stage. This 25 overall rated window licker of a driver is on pole position, and he's waltzing away from the two Red Bulls here now at the Belgian Grand Prix, and he's going to go on to win his first race ever in Formula 1. Aaron Barnes, the biggest NPC character you've ever seen in the Formula 1 game, takes the top step of the podium and shares it with some pretty big names of Max Verstappen and George Russell. And he can now go forth and dominate Formula 1. He wins in Spa. He wins in Monza. Aaron Barnes, two-time Formula 1 race winner. And he is 14 points off the top of the championship now, which is led by Max Verstappen. This is doable. We could get him to win the Drivers' World Championship this season. He just needs to keep on winning, keep on scoring. Oh my... What? How's this man come P5? How have you come How did you only qualify in 7th and come P5 in the sprint? I can see some rain in the background. Oh dear. I think we found the 25 rated driver's kryptonite. It's rain. And no matter how good this car is a 25 rated driver just not able to secure a win in the wet? Clearly not. And that affects his entire race weekend because Verstappen has only gone and won the full Grand Prix. This is worrying. This is a problem. He didn't even make it onto the podium, Aaron Barnes, in the main Grand Prix. It's Verstappen, Hamilton, and one of the Ferrari drivers, I think, there. So, yeah, he came P4. He scored 12 points to Verstappen's 26. That's a big problem. He's going to be completely up against it. We've only got 2 Grand Prix to go in this season, and Aaron Barnes, the 25 rated driver, trails Verstappen by 30 points. And I think I know why he didn't do so great around Sao Paulo. Yes, the rain did factor in, but you can see the entire grid actually has caught up a smidgen towards us. So that calls for only one thing: maxing out the entire car. We have now got a maxed out My Team Career Mode car, but unlike my previous video where I've maxed out the car and put Michael Schumacher in, we've got this 25 rated Lemming, and he's on pole position, and thankfully now this car once again is quick enough for him to sail away from Verstappen off the front row and gap them and drive off into the, well, it's not sunset at Vegas, the nighttime, and win the Las Vegas Grand Prix. With one race to go now, he sits 22 points behind Max Verstappen. So mathematically, he can still win the championship. And this is where we come into play. Mr. Miracle Worker himself. Up till now, I've taken a back seat. I've just been retiring, letting Aaron Barnes shine. But now we have to go back to work and work some miracles. And the miracle will be trying to hold up Verstappen enough where Aaron Barnes can definitely win Abu Dhabi and Verstappen doesn't score more than 3 points. So it all comes down to this. Aaron Barnes on pole position. Verstappen alongside him on the front row. This is the driver's title fight you want to see. 25 rated versus over 90 rated driver. And he's had a shocking start. Oh my god, in the final race, in the finale, the title decider, he's gone from P1 to P5 in the matter of one corner. You can't make this stuff up. This is how bad he actually is. It's actually a miracle he even won any of those races before. It's now up to us. We're up to second place and we have to go chase after, overtake Verstappen, and then we have to become Sergio Perez from 2021 and hold up Verstappen in the last sector. We have to be the Minister of Defense and let Aaron Barnes through. Thankfully, he's actually woken up in this race and overtaken Russell and Carlos Sainz. So he's up to third place. He's now on the back of Verstappen. We're moving about. We're trying to send Verstappen wide. Aaron Barnes flies through into second place. We're down to third, but Aaron now has a clear run at Verstappen. But as they go across the line for lap number 2 of this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, Verstappen leads the way. Barnes in second place, but he has got to make this move. I'm not making it for him. He's going to go out there and earn this P1 by himself. Then I'll help him out in terms of holding up Verstappen, but I want him to do it on his own merit here, if you can call being 25 rated having any merit. He needs to overtake him on his own, and then I'll actually slow Verstappen up, because that will prove that he can win the race. He just needs a little helping hand from his teammate. But who doesn't? You know, there's always been cases in Formula 1 championships where teammates have been very useful to their to a teammate who's actually in the title fight. So Aaron Barnes takes the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Nice little dive bomb and move in the chicane, and we get up into second place. And now we do the job of slowing up Verstappen so much. We even man-mark him into the pit lane as we come in. He's got some damage on his front wing. We come in for a tyre change just to really make sure there's not going to be any funny business when we retire from this race. And this will all guarantee Aaron Barnes, the reserve driver for My Team Career Mode, the 25 rated driver, is going to win the World Championship.
Well, it's certainly been an incredible year for Formula 1, and our drivers have all pushed themselves this season, making it one of the most compelling years of racing in history. There can only be one champion, however, and here they are now, our new Formula 1 World Drivers Champion.
And with that, our miracle work is done here. If you guys have enjoyed it, then be sure to hit that like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you're new around here, then do get subscribed for weekly Formula 1 content. I'll catch you guys around. Goodbye.